Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. Me Matt, we have 2v2 for you all here on Deer's Fort. Here at the late stages of the war. On the Western Front, let's go through the players. You have B18 going straight at the gate for Royal Armored Regiment with hammer specialization for the Commonwealth. Representing the United States, we have the Firefox TH. Without a commander yet? No, never mind, they've gone for US Airborne. Okay, so we have one of the first Airborne supporting the Royal Armored Troops. Then my represent the Germans. You have Lobo as the Waffen-SS without a command choice. And Smokey, straight out the gate with Panzerdivision for the Wehrmacht. Germans are trying to rally a defense around this unsuspecting town in the late stages of the war. Germans are pulling everything they can to get ready. Well, the Allies are going for some elite troops early on, some airborne fire teams out the gates. Actually, assault teams. Well, the British riflemen are slowly moving around and securing the southern flank. They might engage with the Germans here shortly. The Waffen-SS is looking towards this fuel point in this little... It looks like a market of some kind, but they are storing a lot of supplies. British needs to get behind cover here. Using the destroyed car. I think the Storm Pioneers might win that engagement simply because the British have been taking some shots there already. And the Germans have also pushed up here for the northern fuel. American airborne troops are arriving on the battlefield now, though, having probably airdropped in earlier or arriving by truck. Supplement the British, you never know. Looks like the British are suffering heavy losses here early. Oh, like a whole field down here with craters, okay. It's a smoke grenade pop that's gonna allow the rifle section to get away. Meanwhile, we have the American airborne troops now engaging with the Germans. I don't think with their carbines at the time of this range they're going to do a lot, especially with the Germans entrenched like that. But they are airborne, so they will last for a while just by being behind heavy cover is all. But the Americans need more troops to get through this, I think. Mthis to get some shots out. Oh, looks like we have a command shot here from Lobo. Looks like it's going to be Sturm. Okay. This is a very assault-oriented tactics here for the Germans. 5 sections are spreading out here as the sappers keep the Waffen-SS distracted. Airborne has to pull back, almost dying there. That would have been a very costly loss. We also have a 50 caliber coming out here for the United States early. It's gonna be a very heavy machine gun. We have to be careful, that's only one window on that end. That's not looking good for the airborne so far. British are trying to push up here towards the Storm Grenadier. Using all the cover they can find. But the British are suffering loss down here too, but the British do have a lot of territory grabbed. Obviously, Germans do hold a field point, but I don't think it's that important, this map. Comparatively, simply because of resources are actually pretty even just from a normal point in Spearhead.
How can we help?
Airstrong holding up there. Germans are taking the cut-off point for that munitions though. More Grenadiers are coming around. And look, the British are doing their best down here still. Even an eye for long-range firefights, which they are actually pretty competent at, thanks to their Lee Enfields. They also have knee mortars being upgraded, apparently. Going out to do some explosive attacks. Ooh, those VS are in a bad situation here. Under a crossfire from several German squads. They might not make it out of there. They might because of the side blocker, you never know. We also have an MG42 now coming out here for the Wehrmacht infantry. Well, Panzerdivision, to be honest. But I suppose it's infantry at the moment. The Waffen-SS are slowly being pushed a little bit further back. They do have a machine gun coming onto the field, a MG34. Basically pushing on more to another heavy cover spot. And the British are just really good with their Lee Enfield, so I think these Germans might be in trouble. Yeah, they just get some very accurate fires from the Storm Pioneers and the Storm Grenadiers inside this building. British have also before the assembly here to operate from. That's going to help them keep an eye on the front. Wehrmacht has stuck in a lot of the other part of town. The airborne is something having a lot of luck here. Grenadiers are trying to hold them back though. Airborne are not being behind cover though, which is going to make them easy targets. You don't want to have your lead infantry out in the open. That's just going to make them easier to kill. And they're stopping on negative cover. That open road is very bad. And the airborne are immediately being cut to pieces because of it. Ooh, that is a huge loss for the United States. Huge loss. MT-44 got inside the building though, so the British are now in trouble. Oh, not looking good here for the Americans at all. We have more Royal Armored Infantry around. 50 caliber trying to set up, but it's under fire from the MT-42 inside the church. In the church tower, no less. That's in a pretty good spot. And that 50 caliber is out in negative cover.
Are ready to take the field.
So I think they just want to get out of there. Ultimate must be equipped with Thompsons though. They need to get their 50 caliber back. Allies are securing the southern munitions though, which they would definitely need. Oh, needs inch mortar. Ooh, hit the building, didn't do a lot of damage though. Probably hit the roof. I mean suppressed, that's not good for the British. 48 is being set up here by the Waffen-SS forces behind the water tower. When the Americans are just suffering loss, they even lost at 50 caliber entirely. Ooh, this is not good. I think the Americans are gonna need to sharpen up a little bit. British have suffered very heavy losses early game here too.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
There's that MT-44 is going to be in a very good spot there. And it's already doing a lot of damage here on the sappers as well. Now they've been pinned, so they actually cannot do anything. If you're pinned, the best thing you can do is actually find a way to retreat. Unless you're just stuck like that. So that's a dead sapper squad.
Knocked out.
Oh, actually on a northern flank for a while. The airborne have been healed up. They've got a bazooka as well. Actually, that's a recoilless rifle. Thompsons and recoilless rifles and smoke grenades. Germans are trying to advance up. Germans are advancing pretty far, I think. Trying to get some angle in. They got a good angle in here on the rifle section, suppressing them. And that's going to allow them to advance. Do not underestimate that MT-42. Mills bomb and grades being exchanged. Looks like it did not affect the British that much. That is definitely a dead squad. Smoke grenade popped. That's not gonna save them because the Germans are storming up with the Storm Pioneers. That's a dead squad. Ooh, and the airborne almost died there. Forced them to pull back again. Trying to push through the open is never a good idea. And Germans have kind of locked down most of the front line up here with some grenadiers. Just keeping an eye on all the angles. Also, we have an Untersturmführer here for the Waffen-SS as well. Overseeing the front line and defense against the British Commonwealth.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
Definitely not looking good there. Yeah, just being shot at completely. Yeah, I think the British might have to pull back here. And that's another squad.
The enemy have
We do have a biggest machine gun arriving. Down in the open like this, the Sturm Grenadiers are just mowing them down bit by bit. Good attempt with that inch mortar. Not a forward HQ being set up here by the Waffen-SS. The Fahrzeughauptquartier, which is going to allow them to get some light vehicles, if they think that's worthwhile.
The command Hauptrat has been converted into the headquarters building.
British are taking up behind us. The Americans are still trying to get replacement troops. And airdropping in some supplies, some medical supplies evidently. And the Germans have just mined the front line. Good to see that. They're going to make it very difficult for the Allies to push up on the northern flank here. Very good play. Now the German storm troops are still doing their best down here. Using the MG-42 to great advantage. Like the LMG-42 is such a good upgrade for German squads because it can really just allow them to suppress enemies. And just win long-range engagements. You can target this other squad and they are. Good to see. And now they can actually focus one on each. If they can focus one on each, they can keep them suppressed, and that way they can actually just stop them from doing anything. Yeah, very good play there from Lobo. Very good utilization of the MT-42s. Like, if you micromanage your Sturm Grenadiers with the MT-42s, or just your Grenadiers for that matter, you can do so much work. Universal carrier arriving, but these guys do have anti-tank rifle grenades. But out in the open, that Brennan carrier will start to cut them down. So the Untersturmführer is trying something, but never mind. Yeah, but I'm going to try and push northwards, but the Germans have dug in with mines. And Grenadiers are in a position with an MG42. That's going to have to suppress the airborne. Using a smoke grenade, very smart. But Mr. R, minefields everywhere. I think this airborne might be in trouble. Yeah, one mine goes up there. That's gonna make the airborne fall back. 50 caliber has been recruited though. New rifle section is being called in. Looks like we just have full tech up going out for the Waffen SS, so they are rushing for armor. For panzers, so to speak. No vehicles out for the Wehrmacht at the moment. Looks like Volksgrenadiers have been armed with a Panzerschreck to deal with any potential airborne armor. That's what they've been calling here by the lieutenant. Oh, looks like this building went down. Oh, was that just destroyed to begin with? I don't think it was.
Just took the battlefield.
Americans meanwhile are taking away the observation post, which is going to improve the manpower income of the Allies. You can see. From 3 to 15. That's actually a pretty big boost for the Allies.
Carrier ready to move off.
Pack 40 has arrived though, so I think Universal Carrier might be in trouble. Because the Waffen SS is moving out in force. Sturmgewehrs and double Sturm Grenadiers. That's a lot of dangerous weaponry. And Universal Carrier is definitely in trouble. I can certainly see it. There we go. And it's gone. That's going to allow the Germans to just get into positions and start mowing down the British sappers there out in the open. And the rifle section's going to still not push up because there's machine guns inside the buildings. I can still have 2 observation posts, so they are providing the Allies with a fair bit of manpower income. Airborne have called all the officers out, and we have a battle group called in here for the Wehrmacht Panzer, which is the Panzer Panzer Grenadiers. Probably one of the coolest and uniquest Panzer Grenadiers you can get as a battle group. They can get the LMG 42 with 100 rounds, which is just such a good weapon to have on a squad if you're playing as the Germans. Like having 50 more rounds before you reload is a very big deal for having a machine gun. You get 2 of them, so just overall a really good squad. Looks like they're going to dig in with trenches. Looks like they're going to be very defensive today. Both getting the MG42s with 100 rounds. And while this SS is pushing on the British positions around this destroyed plane and the Ostwind. We're still at the Fort Assembly, but it's going to be under a lot of threats. Oh, we have a Greyhound called in. Which I believe is unique to British if you're playing as Royal Armoured. They get a little bit more interesting options vehicle-wise, I believe. The Greyhound could be fun, but I'm not just going to do much against these guys. They only have the rifle grenades and the pack, but the pack is back there. Oh, it switched to this 50 caliber. Although the guy's not really showing on it, which seems to be a bug. That's essentially giving it double machine gun. It's a 30 caliber inside the turret and a 50 caliber on top, which is currently unmanned, which is definitely a bug. But the pack is turned around here, almost at an angle. Just needs to get sight of him. So the airborne were pushed off again. They might be trying to blob up too much, which doesn't really work in Spearhead. Pack arriving here for the Panzer Division. Germans just laying back and digging in. Gonna make them very hard to dislodge. Pack supposed to be being loaded here by the Greyhound. Misses. Pack takes it out.
The forward position is under attack.
But it's definitely in a very bad spot right now. They have dug in on the main road here. No light vehicles coming out here at the moment. They are getting a Panzer IV-J, however, so that's definitely going to allow the Germans to push up aggressively. So the Waffen SS is going to pull back for a bit. After the random airdrop of paratroopers. And they hit the edge of the map, which should mean none of them die. Because they don't actually hit anything. There's some airborne air being aired on the southern flank to support the British.
Men are ready for action. Get ready for action, gang.
Being out with Thompsons. Yeah, paratroopers can actually be equipped with equipment outside of friendly territory. Pretty handy, and makes sense, I guess. Germans do have this flak half-track, but I don't think you can actually aim in here. How long range it actually is.
Get ready, you lot.
Panzer IV-J is driving onto the battlefield, though.
Send orders.
Do note the Panzer IV-J does not have high explosive shells. So it's not the best at dealing with infantry. Looks like we have the Polish called in. Unique battle group available to Royal Armored. And calling the Polish Armored Forces. There's just a universal carrier with one squad of them. They'll probably disembark. There they go. The first Polish Armored Rifle section. Semi-armed with a mixture of German or American equipment. And I think they use the Enfield rifles. But that flak half-track is definitely getting some shots in. I don't think the pulse can last long there. Smoke grenade going out. But now the Allies are getting more munitions again, thanks to holding that munitions point. Germans still hold both fuel points, however. With a marshlands, that's not going to be the best to drive in. Throws down the tank a lot. They're taking up for indoctrination here, so the Waffen-SS is going to fight a little bit harder. The Wehrmacht is not really doing much but just digging in. Probably waiting for their own panzers. Yeah, but I'm trying to push it for the center here, but there's still a machine gun inside that church. Lots of Thompsons here being handed out to the airborne. Not a bad decision technically, but all the machine guns are just going to make it very hard to move. Those smoke grenades, they're trying to storm the church. This machine gun down here cannot stop them. Americans getting close. Throwing a satchel charge inside the church. Airborne moving down through the main center of the streets. Church is going down. But the Waffen-SS is present here, throwing some grenade assaults. And looks like the airborne are running off at this point. 50 caliber trying to move up here to get inside this building. Being suppressed on the way in. I don't think that's going to work out for the United States. 50 caliber set up here, but the Germans are going to try and overrun it. Grenade assault going off at the Volksgrenadier. That's a dead 50 caliber.
We lost a gun crew.
A good play there from the Germans still.
Assembled and ready. Hang on, chaps.
Valentine coming out here for the British. Valentine is a pretty competent little medium/light tank. I would personally call it a light tank. It probably is a light tank at this point in the war. But it has a pretty decent gun for its size. Should not be underestimated. Valentine is actually surprisingly handy as a tank. Armor is a little bit bad at this point in the war, but still it's competent. Also fairly cheap, I believe. Airborne trying to land behind, but it's just going to be in range of all the machine guns still. So the Germans have a good coverage here with the trenches and this half-track. Like, it's a good attempt, but it's just not going to work here.
Everyone here? Change of plans.
More smoke grenades going up, but I don't think the airborne can make a comeback from that. Once that smoke clears, they're going to be under fire again. Moving straight up through the trenches here into the machine gun fire and the rifles. And that's some dead airborne. That's very costly.
What's next then?
Valentine is pressing on the southern flank. Oh, we have double Valentine. Okay, so the British go for like some light armor support here. We're to try and outmaneuver the Panzer IV-J. Where's the pack? Oh, it's back in the backyard apparently. We have a recon plane coming over here. Universal carrying the move. We have the Vickers Cape position being set up here. By some Poles. We also have an officer inside the trench here. An armored officer. Probably is missing his vehicle. Thing gets shut down apparently. It's a little bit too easily sometimes, I think. If the enemy has no dedicated AA. Oh wait, they do have this flag. Another Panzer IV-J arriving here, and even have some we have some Panzer Grenadiers from Das Reich. And a half-track to support them, so we might have a mechanized assault here. Armored assault, rather. For the Waffen-SS on the southern flank, they're already being equipped with an MT-42 and some PPSHs. That's a lot of frontline firepower here.
Receiving effective fire.
Players go in the battlefield here.
Engine warmed up.
The British an idea of what they're dealing with. Airborne is up at forward HQ here. terms of still has not done much. Panzer 4 H's are arriving, however, for the Panzer Division. Also have a pack hole in the northern flank here. And we have an armored assault now from the Waffen-SS. Panzer 4 GAs and Panzer Grenadiers on the move. Valentine needs to move quickly. Ooh, but that might be what that Valentine. Second Valentine getting into action. Explosive loaded. Got a good shot there on the building, but it didn't kill the machine gun team. Panzer 4 GAs are moving up.
Sorry, chaps, but
Reversal care taken out. SEGA misses. Panzer Grenadiers are flanking in. Need to get around that big escape position. Getting around it, there we go. Nice to see. You know, the Valentine's fighting up here. Nothing really to stop it at the moment. The pack is present, it's just not turned at it. Panzer Grenadiers take out the position. Panzer 4 GAs is still moving up.
orders coming in.
Oh, Storm Pioneers do have a Panzerschreck here.
Let's be off.
I get a good shot here in the Valentine. Oh, they don't hit anything, they just hit the road again. Not good for them at that moment. More poles being called in. They missed with the Panzerschreck again.
Flank attack by enemy.
Pack also does not penetrate the Valentine here. And there it goes.
The enemy hit our armor rather badly.
Panzer 4 GAs pushing up. Panzer Grenadiers as well. I am not sure that the... Oh, all the airborne are moving to the southern flank now. Okay. But the airborne are moving in a blob, which is going to make it easier to suppress. But right in Recording Rifle Sticker as a half track. It is a very accurate and fast firing AET weapon. So I believe its accuracy, its damage is pretty low, and its penetration is also fairly low. Not looking good here for the Allies still, but we also have the French paratroopers called in now, being equipped with some MP40s. So we even have the French on the field now. Lots of various units available here to the Allies. Now has got the Panzer 4 H's though, so they might be ready to do a push. Panzer Grenadiers remain on the defense. Then we have the Coldstream Guard called in now, a very unique British unit available to Royal Armoured. Armed entirely with American equipment, so these guys are actually not arrived with Lee Enfields, they arrived with M1 Garand's and a Thompson. They have a very different playstyle of unit if you use them, because you use them more like American riflemen than British rifle sections. Very aggressive unit, by the way.
Orders, lads.
More than opening fire. Officers still alive.
Instructions.
Despite being hit by a lot of anti-infantry grenades. Panzer 4 GAs are waiting, probably waiting for some more infantry support. You have more of the Waffen-SS Panzer Grenadiers arriving and more half-tracks. Oh, they might do double half-track move here. Getting some more MG42s and some more PPSHs. Germans did actually use the PPSH a lot. But I'm not sure how much it was used on the Western Front. They just grabbed them a lot on the Eastern Front and actually started converting them to using German ammunition. And even distributed field manuals on how to utilize them. But I'm not sure how visible the PPSH would have been on the Western Front. But I know it was very frequently used on the Eastern Front by the Germans. They actually liked it a lot. Very well received. Poles having trouble here dealing with the Panzer 4 GAs. These Poles do have bazooka. No, they like to drop the bazooka. This is probably the one that lay over here. Not a good position for the Allies to be in, but can they make a stand here is the question. The airborne is still just blobbing up and moving up in single file, which doesn't really work. Looks like the French paratroopers are being ordered to dig in. Captain also present here. They select the munitions to call in artillery strikes. Panzer 4 GAs taking shots here. Also doing their best to hold them back. But they pull back themselves. Here comes an armored assault here. Panzer Grenadiers on mechanized mode. Arriving in their half tracks to ride to battle. Smoke grenades going out here from the poles. Smoke grenades from the cold stream. But here comes the Panzer Grenadiers. And with that, the British have to pull back. Just a lot of mobile firepower here for the Germans. They do have an AT gun arriving at the battlefield shortly. Boy, I'm sweating a lot today. Whew. Like, the heat and humidity in Denmark has been horrid, by the way. It's very hard, especially in my little apartment. We have double Panzer 4H now on the move. Both veterans in free thanks to the Kampfkraft Center, so very veteran Panzers moving up. Will this be what it takes to push back the British? Oh, mines! That's it, some good damage there to the Panzer 4. But didn't detrack it. Very good utilization of a cheap mine. I believe that's a unique British one. Oh! One down. Very nice job from the Poles, I think, using their bazooka. Smoke shield standing on the southern flank. And the Panzer 4 has to pull back. High explosive loaded though. And the H-Stars get high explosive shells. Didn't do much damage, however. Ooh, mortar shell with smoke with incendiary landing around here. Ooh, more incendiary shells. Very dangerous stuff there. What's finding incendiary shells? Is that the howitzer? Oh my god, it is! Oh, that's brutal! Incendiary howitzer shells. I don't think I've seen that used in a long time. I like it. I like it. Good bazooka shot there from the poles. 17-pounder being set up here. Just the US Airborne is ready to make a move. We're lacking a bit, probably because of the fire, I imagine. Then we have the big armored push now coming out here from the Panzer Grenadier. I don't think the British can stop this. Another Valentine has arrived with some more poles. It might be a Polish Valentine. Poles with the bazookas doing their best to try and hold back the Panzers. They're doing a pretty decent job, but they get mowed down. American paratroopers arriving en masse. They try and use their recoilless rifles, but now they have side skirts on the Panzer force. Valentine pushing up. Which those half-tracks cannot pierce, obviously. One half-track down.
The enemy are attacking one of our forward positions.
And, oh, misses the other one for now. There we go. Both half-tracks through, or destroyed, rather. Very good job for that Valentine. Well, this half-track could be salvaged, so I don't think Germans going to attend that at the moment. It's too close to the front line. 17 pounds, keep an eye on this part of the road. Panzer 4H straight to make a move again.
Prepare for action.
Where do you want us?
Not a good position to be in for the Commonwealth. Valentine's preparing to push up with some poles. Might try and go for his trench. Panzer 4 is going to take a shot. Misses. Broke shields being popped here from the Valentine. I don't think these guys have any anti-tank weapons, actually. Valentine getting close through the smoke here. GAs are not really reacting. This could be a problem here for the Germans. We're trying to take a shot here on this Panzer 4, and the GA has very slow reverse rate because it's a hand crank turret, it's not a mechanical turret. Or electrical turret, I mean. Oh my god, I think this Valentine's gonna kill both the Panzers. Yeah, do not underestimate the Valentine if you can get on the flank. A lighter tank on the flank will do a lot of damage. Panzer 4 pushed up but has to pull back. British are able to secure some territory again. Well, it's still looking a little bit bleak for them unless these Americans can push through somewhere. They do have double light howitzers now. Probably start shelling the center. Do anything to like weaken the German defense there. More mines being laid here.
What do you need us to do?
Oh, that's actually an AT rifle. Not actually laid in the mine. Get the King's own Yorkshire light infantry coming up, which is another unique unit available to arm it. But the others might actually be able to secure that munitions point on here again.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
Here comes the King's own Yorkshire.
Heavy machine gun! He's got our range! Awaiting orders!
Guess the boy's AT rifle is just aiming at that building. But doing a lot with it. Pathfinder's also present here. Gonna allow the Americans to keep an eye on what's going on. No Alf class here from the German side, so they wouldn't be able to start them easy. Houses are firing up here. That's a lot of potential firepower coming this way. The Germans don't really have a lot to stop artillery at the moment. They do have Panzer IV-H, which are relocating. King's gonna rush down to secure the point on the southern flank. Panzer IV-H is moving up here on the French paratroopers and the American officers. The others are just pulling back after seeing the Panzer. They're not even gonna try and contest it, but here comes the assault troops, armed with recoilless rifles. Pathfinders might get spotted here. Ooh. Oh, they don't see them yet. They do see the other Americans though. And recoilless rifles penetrate! Explosive missed. Panzer forced to pull back from that. Cromwell Mark IV arriving here, which is not the best kind of Cromwell. If you get the Cromwell Mark V, you can make it a lot tougher, by the way. Like, it's surprising how much extra armor you get from the Cromwell Mark V. And that is a Sturmtiger. That is a very bad situation for the British to be in. This with the Sturmtiger now. I don't envy anyone to be in that position, because the Sturmtiger can do a lot of damage. It has been nerfed in its how fast it can kill, but it's still very potent, especially if you have a fortified position, because it can just delete that fortified position. Some universal carrier flying around. Let's see what the plan with that one is. Valentine's also on the move. Cromwell also on the move. Now you can reinforce from the universal carrier, which I think that's what its use is being used as here. A good little transport. Panzer IV-H moving up again here. That's a lot of recoilless rifles pointed at it. And there it goes, being recruited. Like, the recoilless rifle is respectable. Most AT weapons are. People just need to see them enough, I guess. And now the lighthouses are starting to be a problem here for the Germans in the center. They're able to heal, however, thanks to the medic bunker and the Fort HQ. Panzer Grenadiers being called in. Going for some more assault-oriented infantry.
At your service, Elfing. Upgrade completed.
There is an Alf-Claw from the Waffen-SS though. That's giving the Waffen-SS a good idea of what the British are doing. Still no real target for the Sturmtiger though. That might be a police squad. Yep. Panzer Grenadiers are present. Hag is also pointing down here. It is a Cromwell Mark V now. That's gonna be a lot harder to deal with. Oh, Pack does penetrate it though. Sturmtiger is getting into position. Couple Panzer IVJs are being called in as well by the Sturm tactics. They're going all in. Sturmtiger is preparing to fire. Looks like it's aiming around here. There, you can see where even a loud drop of smoke where it's gonna fire. And the shots comes out. Ooh, and that did a lot of damage. Ooh. Stormseeker is still potent. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Still very potent. Looks like the light howitzer is also opening fire still, but the Germans are just reinforcing through it. King Tiger coming out here. That's going to be efficiency free. King Tiger straight out the gate, thanks to the Kampfkraft Center. I think with that, that's going to probably be the end of the death nail of the Allies, unless the Allies can really do something drastic here. Second howitzer also coming up.
Prepare for action. This is it.
Ready for orders.
Right then.
Engine warmed up.
Valentine has got a scope now. Ooh. They become veterans to 2 due to its work.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
Also a centaur, which I'm not sure is that useful at the moment. You don't know. A big smoke here coming out. Airborne are going to do a push, potentially. Here they come. They'll still be able to be shot from this angle, though. More smoke grenades coming out. Raiders also going into the smoke. Yeah, because it's moving in a blob. You should probably split up and attack from several different angles, in my opinion. That's costly. And all stop for 30 munitions. Pretty good play there from the Germans. More incendiary shots going out here from the howitzers. And here we have it, a veteran free King Tiger. Straight out the gate. That is going to be terrifying to face. I honestly do not think the Allies can stop this, unless those recoilless rifles get some really good shots.
Steady up, man.
The British, the American and French paratroopers are moving around. Against the Germans now A2s.
Sensor ready to go.
You can see what the Germans decide to push. Looks like the Panzer Grenadiers are going to work alongside the King Tiger. MT-34s and Sturmgewehr sent out to the 15th. Panzer 48s are in the way of the King Tiger, causing a traffic jam. Gotta slow down the Germans a little bit. Perhaps the Ally needs to point out that those Panzer 4s have to move. Because the King Tiger cannot squeeze through. Yeah, there they go. Now they're moving. Sometimes traffic jams do occur. Not sure what the King Tiger is doing. There it goes. Just trying to get to an angle where he can actually cross through here. And for Jason pushing up, that's going to be very aggressive. Valentine spotted here.
Anti-aircraft tank ready and waiting.
No penetration there. Smoke shells popped. King Tiger on the move, Panzer is moving up.
You have orders.
Well, here it comes. I don't think the British are prepared for this. Panzer is moving up. There's also French airborne down here for some reason.
Go ahead. Ready for orders.
High explosive loaded here by the King Tiger. Takes up most of the French paratroopers. Only one guy alive. King Tiger on the move. Universal carrier taken out. Ooh, and the British are taking heavy losses. The Centaur's not going to do anything here. The 88 takes it out in one shot. The Panzer Grenadiers are suffering heavy loss to the long-range firefights here. Valentine pushing up towards the King Tiger. Penetrate the King Tiger! Smoke popped. The fuck? Ooh, King Tiger missed!
Orders. Someone's shooting us.
Valentine has to pull back here, but there it goes, he gets taken out.
Christ.
The fact it penetrated the King Tiger frontally is honestly what surprises me. Tiger took a shot there. Centaur's gonna get taken out here by the King Tiger.
Infantry rested and ready to advance rapidly. Button her up. Big
Yeah, I don't think the Allies can really deal with this thing at the moment. They are gonna force to back off to receive a little bit of repairs. Mostly because it lost one of its crew, I think. I just lost the Pintle Gunner. It's not a big deal if you don't actually have the Pintle Gunner upgraded. Double Shermans are also around. But Germans are keeping an eye on the flanks. Smoke shells popped. And the airborne are gonna move up. That's still gonna work. There's a crossfire between two machine guns. Once all that smoke clears, and the King Tiger is just gonna turn around to face it. Big push from the United States. Machine guns opening fire, and that's just gonna be a crossfire there. And the airborne are just getting mowed down in droves. Hack might be in trouble though. Transport J's could move up to intercept. King Tiger's ready though. Those Shermans have to move quick.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
The Shermans are backing off. A lot of lag on this map. Hopefully that's a good sign for the map. They're just trying to not the fuck of war. Oh, that didn't really help them. I might have to lower my graphics a little bit for this. I'll do that between this and the next session, I think. German Firefly coming out for the British. Okay, so they're still not being able to push up much. Little Panzer Grenadiers, some of the Wehrmacht and some of the Waffen-SS ready to move.
Waiting for the kickoff.
Armor ready.
Let's get
Allies, I don't think can do much. They just need to wait for the Germans to start advancing. Germans trying to advance in the fields here.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Oh, Panzer Grenadiers are getting mowed down in the open though. Basically, some very accurate shots. Oh, that might be a waste of Panzer Grenadier. Yeah, that's a Panzer Grenadier. So that was air squads. But here comes the Wehrmacht. King Tiger moving up and everything. That's a lot of firepower coming out. We're losing a lot of the infantry down here. Propaganda artillery flying overhead.
Enemy causing trouble.
Germans spreading out to capture all the ground.
Points.
Explosives being loaded here by the King Tiger. Almost face of that Sabine and they get killed in the aftermath.
Carrier ready to move off.
Looks like one of the players have dropped.
Let's move.
Oh, why did the Sturm drop? They might have disconnected or something. All the Shermans are going for it, but this King Tiger is just going to kill them one by one. As the A2 Sherman just do not have the firepower to beat the King Tiger frontally. The 75mm gun is just not high enough velocity. And at this point, the Allies surrender, makes sense. A little bit of a good match. A little bit of some misplays, but I think it was a good show. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next one, everyone. Bye-bye.